My number 4 is a game that you talked about last week, which I thought I would never play and would never even remember the name. But literally 20 minutes after finishing recording the podcast, I was asked to review it. And that's Virtue's Last Reward, but actually on PlayStation Vita instead of 3DS.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's no difference between the two except the graphics are slightly sharper on Vita, and obviously it's not 3D. It's a cool game. It's basically... they call it a visual novel, and the only other one that's been released in the West is the prequel to this game, 9999. I always forget, it's like 9 people, 9 hours, 9 doors. It's probably the other order of those things I've said, which is the same sort of game. They're in the Zero Escape series, which is the fucking maniacal little rabbit, which is setting up this whole game. He's basically Jigsaw from Saw, and the game is like you're in Saw without death machines. There's all these characters who have these watches on their wrists, and if they fuck up or don't do what they're told, they die, basically, Battle Royale kind of style. What they have to do to survive is, first of all, get out of little rooms using... That's the puzzle element of the game, which is... I liken it sort of somewhere between a point and click and a Professor Layton, kind of simple versions of both, finding clues in a room to be able to get the key code to get out of the room.
Is that where you started the game? Because that's the demo I played, where you're in those numbered rooms.
No, you actually just start in an elevator. Oh, yeah, I guess. I guess that it would be one of the numbered rooms, yeah. Right. I don't want to give too much away here.
All right.
And then a large part of the game is reading text, which is well written, but the dialogue's kind of spunky, and there's a lot of puns and stuff like that. It is well written, similar to how some Nintendo games are translated, but it's I said this in my review, the Japanese are not known for their economy of words. They, look at the titles of their fucking games. They like to use 10 words when we would probably use 2, and as a result, Virtue's Last Reward will explain everything 10 times over when it only needs to explain it once. It's a very Japanese style of writing, which is strange, as some of the cinema involves no speech whatsoever. But so I found that quite laborious, to be honest, and I can understand why other people like it. People who like to have all of their fiction, every loose end tied up, every answer, they want to know everything, will love this kind of thing, because the story branches and you can actually go back and quickly play all the other branches. It's designed for people like that. People who like stuff to be a bit more ambiguous sometimes, people who like, say, the cinema, David Lynch, will probably be driven mad by this. I was in the latter camp, so I really liked a lot of what it tried to do, but the execution was not for me. I didn't think it was necessarily bad. You know when you kind of have an opinion of something, I've talked about this before, where you can see the other side easily, but it's just not the opinion that you happen to have, but you don't necessarily think it's bad. That's how this game left me. But it has some great, clever ideas. A lot of you have to play off against the other characters. I'm rambling now, but a lot of people like it. You said it well last week. That it will be someone out there's favourite game ever.
Did you find the puzzles ridiculously difficult though?
No, you kind of get into the brain of the game, if that makes any sense, and it starts to have its own rules. And then once you get into the way the game's thinking, they're actually not too difficult, and they make up quite a small part of the game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I say it's 70% reading.
Seriously?
Yeah. It's called a visual novel. It is, a lot of it is to be considered a book.
People have been going absolutely batshit about this. I can't believe it's over something. I mean, if it's the appeal of that just eludes me completely.
Me too, but I think if you get it into your head that that's what it is, and I think they're way more common in Japan, this style of game. That it is a lot of reading, and like I said, the dialogue and the interplay between the characters is very good. It's well written. It's just way too laborious, and everything's explained too much. But that's because I don't like stuff being explained a lot of times. It does matter.